one and not so okay one. So, for example, exam paper due date at 9th of July. Maybe 5th of July, I still focus on the free tools. I use very good one, proper one, ethical one. When 8th of July, maybe I will think another way. So depends on your choice. AI tools are tools. All right. Okay. All right. So directly jump into our first part. Right. A few tools just in case, because last minute I did not share a lot of info here, right? So for Teams, I have these three things. So don't worry. Wait, sorry, wrong screen. All the way here, right? In the Teams later on, you guys can download here. You can skip that for formality. I put in my data, my idea. AI lists everything for you, for me. All right. So if you click on it, basically you just see it's very AI generated. It's very obvious AI generated. Not content, format. All right. Content is from my idea. Right. So for reference only, but as a computing guy, usually I prefer hands-on. All right. So I'll walk through together with you how all these tools works. Right, and I'll show you some really dangerous one. Okay, right, only two that's dangerous one. Okay, so quickly we directly jump into the first one. All right. Oh yeah, sorry. First one, very important is to respect our big boss. UOW AI policy. Okay, so I never read that before till last few days. Okay. Right. So they do have, and especially when I go to TLC, the two doctor there, which teach postgraduate, Jing, I know you are always naughty. Please respect our policy. Oh, okay. So yes, we do have this, but this one is the Australia side. So I'm lazy. So usually what I do is, okay, most of you will use ChatGPT, right, including myself. But when I experiment things that time, I came across this thing, Claude, just another engine. Right? So the subscription fee is more or less the same, just that the difference is they do a lot of experiment faster than faster than GPT. So of course, I subscribe with them. So you can see I have a big project. I can organize a project here. So I can just put whatever findings inside there. So they have free version. The difference between free and paid is the amount of prompt you can put in. ChatGPT is endless, right? But this one, the difference is they will read through all, sorry, not all. Let's say I want to revise my outline. Okay. So they will have a limit per chat. They will have a limit per chat. ChatGPT is endless, right? You can type. This one, when you reach the limit, they'll tell you, oh, there's a limit. The difference is it will read the entire conversation. That makes just now the question is very heavy. Right? So that's the different approach. So whatever we talk here, or we say, hey, I want to change a little bit. Then you say, hey, your previous conversation is you talk about this. So they will take the entire conversation. So that's good and bad. Right? So that means we won't be out of topic. Right? Suddenly we talk about, let's say, gardening, and then we talk about pests. Gardening is gardening, pest is pest. All right. So this is the good thing. And now their engine is very powerful. We have this thing called research. All right. So lazy. So you chat. Sorry, he said, how should I call you? So this is for personal use. So I just say, you call me. Right. Oops, privacy. Okay, whatever you want to call me. All right. Okay, so Yes, I'll just randomly put this in. Okay. If we some of UOW AI policy in academics. Okay, then I paste it here. Oops, I should pay. Sorry, the paste. I supposed to give GUI, not GUI, the URL. So he can search online directly. So same as ChatGPT actually, right? No big difference. So as a lazy people, sorry, law school, I really scared all those words, right? So summary lah, right? So ask it just to dig out. So not accurate or not. So same thing, let's validate, all right? Prohibited use, permitted, expected use. So actually, UW allowed us to use AI. Just depends where we put our threshold. So in terms of academic writing, depends on the publisher. So they do have ratings to say how many percentage was AI generated. All right. But for us non-native English speakers, no choice. We need to use AI tools to polish our grammar. One side they say our grammar don't a lot of typo. When we used to, they say use AI tools, blah. Right. So it's sometimes quite a dilemma thing. Okay. All right. So of course, this one called misuse is very subjective. In terms of cybersecurity, what does it mean by illegal? As long as not get caught. Cybersecurity, in academic depends on the publishers or this university. So they also provide some tools here, right? So okay, so they say, oh, allow Copilot. Okay, so personally, on mobile, I use Copilot. It's very useful for all my SharePoint and all these things. That's quite easy to access. Right? For web-based, still okay lah, right? Quite useful also, right? Okay, so we need to validate, right? Because again, the data is from me. I say, hey, find UOW policy. So his job is not to interpret anything. He just say, fine, give summary. Right? Whether the summary was generated or not, because they are called generative AI, we need to verify. So these generative things always caught me. Right? Because AI, the most dangerous thing, not AI, sorry, AI is very huge. This generative AI, all these chatbot, we will have one keyword that's very scary, which is called hallucination. Where they, very simple lah. When we do presentation at time, the whatever professor or boss asks you, hey, this part you got do or not? Then we say, oh, we didn't do. Then what do? We find thousands of excuses. Right? So for AI tool, the moment we press this one, no choice, they die must produce something. So sometimes whatever data they come in and their processor goes so fast, like an accident might happen or data come from sky. I like to tell my students, hey, wow, your software testing so powerful. How many users? 20 students, 20 users. Wow, where does it come from? All from Utro. Then you say Malaysia market. So we need to be careful about hallucination from all this AI stuff. So to prevent hallucination, we need to verify. How to verify? A few places we can go, right? So in terms of idea, I don't really use this cloud because it has a potential that mislead us, right? So this one I can close. Okay, this one now. Right. So the first thing usually we go for okay, whole school. Scholar, Google. Okay, very old school place, right? Okay. So we replace this with semantic scholar. Okay, right? As a typical Asian, free, unlimited. Okay, right. So this is my previous search. All right. So cybersecurity threats and so on. So I haven't really logged in. So if you want, you can just log in with Google or anything, or just create an account that is free. Right. Okay. So let's say I want to find about AI in AI ethics, all right? Ethics in sorry, I had to speak here. Okay, let me adjust a bit. Sorry, sorry, you see. Just to get here, can see. Sorry, adjust a bit. Ethics in academic. Right. So based on this search, right? So if you are experienced enough, first thing we know that data come from us. In terms of IT, garbage in, garbage out. Right? When we ask students, let's say FY3, we try to say, hey, try to find this area. So we know that this is very generic. Ethic is huge, academic is huge, high school, university. So we don't worry, because now we are just trying to find ideas. Just randomly pick, then we slowly dive deeper and deeper. Right? So how to dive deeper and deeper? So we can just find out, okay, text generator. Of course, this one I believe most of us know how to do in Google Scholar. Right? We can just filter by, right, what latest 5 years later, 10 years instead of the 1970s. Anyway, AI also not exist before 1970s. Okay, right. So let's say higher side, okay, just follow the trend. It's a computer science philosophy. All right. And we can just go inside here. Oops. Yeah. Every time during presentation, this thing happen. Oh, no. Yeah, sometimes. Okay. 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 Never mind, there's a lot of tools around. Okay. Never mind. So the good thing for this thing is you so-called AI Google Scholar, not Google anyway. I think Google bought that if I'm not wrong. They will find related topics. Google Scholar just say this is the paper, right? So some of you might came across this thing called research review. I think some of the other doctors or professors will share this before, right? It's similar, just that this one gives you beautiful GUI where you say, wow, but what is bubble that's related. Right? So it's the same engine where it show you that this one is all visualized. They say, oh, when you search AI and then you click on this paper relate to this one, how many people have cited? Just now the first paper you see there's 44 sites. Right? So usually what I want is I use semantic scholar so that I can copy that reference. So that I can put it in my reference. For this one, it just show me that which paper is that. So again, all these are AI tools we need to verify. Because sometimes just based on that. Right? Okay, so this one is free also. The one that I use is there's another one. Never mind. Google it. Connected papers. Okay, connected papers is exactly the same. These three actually they are the same. All right, these three actually are the same. Okay, you just need to pick one, or else the more data we have, we are more confused. Right? To see which one you are more preferred, you feel more comfortable, you can just use it. Okay? So what I do is, for idea generation, I go to semantic scholar. Still not online today. Okay. If yours can just try to access from the phone or whatever. Okay. semantic solver. Yeah, why you learn this? It is very useful because sometimes you can even access to their PDF. All right. So documentation is important. Once you get the documentation, now I have issue. Luckily, I have backup. Okay. Let me try this. So we are not here to say which tools are better or which tool is more suitable. Everyone's preference is different. So my job here is to help you to categorize. Right? Before look for related papers, we need ideas. Right? We want to survey what topic we want to dive into. Right? So Google Scholar is good, but since this topic is AI, right? Ask Engine to find some related topics or dive deeper. Once we dive deeper, we can ask all those related papers. How many people cites this paper, right? Is it from a reputable publishers? Right? So all these engines able to dig that for us. All right. So the problem here, I haven't get any papers here. Okay, never mind. Okay, so this one is. Okay, suddenly can. See that? This is. Okay, so this IEEE last year, so let's say language competence. Okay, let's try this. So same goes to Google Scholar where you say how many people has reference and so on. The side button is just there, right? Similar to Google Scholar. Good thing is this is the citation, references, and the related papers are here. Right? So you just go down and say, hey, okay or not, this topic, hey, I found new keyword, for example. Right? So if I want to access it, let me see, can. Please don't ask me to verify traffic lights. Cybersecurity. Traffic light is still okay. The one that the weird number, those very blur one, I say even human also cannot recognize. Luckily, they get rid of that. Okay, so oops. Oh yeah, this here. Right. So can I download it? No. Then we know where to get our signs up. Okay. Or need to purchase. Okay. And if I want to get save it to my movie. Is close. Right. Then I scroll down. If let's say, 300 over, okay, 300 over site should be quite so-called reputable. Right. Okay, so let's into it. So this is the sorry. This is under his references. Okay, so I can view it again. PDF here. Nice. This is what we want. So I'll just say opportunity and challenges. So see, save. So let's say I save it here. And I continue happy browsing. Right, this is citations. references, and you can see AI go haywire already, right? It's off topic already. Okay, right? And then this one, okay, this flicker. So this is not related anymore. So I roll back to the plagiarism just now, and then I see right, future fields. This is so you can see from this topic and what AI interpret is so focused on ChatGPT, the two related topics for ChatGPT. Right? So as long as the keywords are there, we can just happily save it up if you want. This on research. So for those who are doing together with me, you can just save about 5 or 6, right? Then later on, we use the next tools. We can try to focus on what we try to do is validate AI whether their data is correct or not. All right. So here I randomly, not randomly, to see which one is suitable for AI ethics. So this one is 2, 2, 3. So this one was done. Close it. Leading me to another topic lah. suddenly cybersecurity comes in. Start this one. Save another one. This is okay, training models. No. It is about the accuracy of ChatGPT. Experience. No worries. Accuracy. Security needs. So this will, from academic all the way to very technical, whether ChatGPT is accurate or not. So I need to cut it off, go back to all this academic thing, and see. This. Six. Okay. So it's still quite tedious where we need to go and do filtering, but at least it saves a lot of time where we try to. This one is my students FYP. It saves a lot of time on trying to dig out information, right? So this. So I have 2, right? And let's say on connected papers, which is the next stage, right? Once I get the idea, right, these are the related papers. I want to find more. Currently, I only have 2, sorry. Currently, I only have 2, for example. Okay, so what I can do is a DOI number. Okay, oh my eyes, never mind. Copy this. Okay, I'll just place it here. Oh, he cannot find too new. Okay. DOI number here. So we say keywords, paper title, DOI. So it's similar to semantics scholar, where he tried to find. Just that this one they help us to visualize cluster. Like just now in semantic scholar, just now I said, hey, wait. I tried to find academic so-called ethics plagiarism. When he tries to link me related with the accuracy of ChatGPT, it seems like two different topics. Right? So here he will help us. You can see this side, whose side, and what are the keywords. It's just another interpretation, but at least it's easier for me rather than paste. No, close the PDF, search related again, paste. This PDF doesn't work. Right? I need to find again. So at least they show us a list of names, authors there. Oh, I still have to graph to go. Okay, no problem. So this paper that I searched, correct? Okay, yeah, custom. Okay, so it is very tightly related to this one. Okay, but so far all is just one citation. So those well established one, which is like 2023, 20221, you'll see the citation will be stronger. Then they'll show you how they calculate the relationship and so on and so on. Okay? So same goes to research rabbit. They are more or less the same. Okay. So far so good. Right? Straightforward, just paste, filter, search, filter. Our database need to be big. Right? That means, I want to find this topic. This topic is this one. Hey, why you talk about ChatGPT? I'm interested, but no, my focus is AI, ethics, academic writing. These are the few keywords. All right. So because for me, my brain works very like CPU processor. This one interesting. This one also interesting. This one also interesting. Then when you do research, wow. Oh, got idea. What if my next paper do? Wow, got idea only lah. Then because of all this result, wow, cute man, wow, nice. Okay, click. Wow, this guy research this, wow, very powerful. Wait. What is my original thoughts? What I want to do, right? A lot of times I get carried away. Right? So yeah, really, this one is on AI academic writing. I'm not self-disciplined. Okay. So for me, I need to attend self-discipline so that I don't go and search other things. Right. That's the fun part of search. Right. So we covered two tools. First is this, right? It's just an AI-based so-called Google Scholar. Right? And the second one, or second category, which is trying to find out related one by, in this case, by citation. Right? They link the relationship by citations. Right? So some of the citation you can see, hey, only it links to somebody else, where it's just like the relationship is not so strong. Because like, for example, in our project, we have like many theories, right? But we only focus on this theory. Then suddenly, why there's one, not say outlier, a supplementary reference that is there, but not really important to our research or our topic, right? Okay. So this is connected papers. So the same category as I show you is this one. And these three are more or less the same. Okay, like maps. research projects, connected papers. It depends which one you use first. All right. When I discovered that, I found connected papers. And last year in teaching learning symposium, I think one of the doctors shared about research rabbit. And I found out, abang adik, it's more or less the same. Okay, don't overwhelm ourselves with so many tools. Especially like EV nowadays, I go in, ding dong, ding dong. It's like, can I off. I just want to travel from point A to point B. Okay. All right. Once we have a few, I need more papers. Right? This is related. So for example, this one. Okay, open in PDF, you can see it links to the same page, not same page, the same approach where we still try to load the PDF for us. Okay, so hopefully I can get it. And I'm trying to find what's unnecessary one. So, let's see what's in there. This may be interesting for us because we have this group of students. You see, suddenly, bye, suddenly get to other topics already. Okay, this one. Okay, all right. Just to share, I do have Chinese students that come to me for final year project. No choice like in SECM, maybe skin color. All right, so I don't know, right? Their AI prompt is better than local students. Really? I mean, in terms of skill, not about output. Output, I need to refer to this. Right? So I found, wow, it's so perfect. And ask a few words they can understand, but they need because of language barrier. Compared to our students when they use AI. Paragraph A, use methodology A. Paragraph B, suddenly change methodology. Paragraph A, C, go back to the first methodology. I was like, then I ask, no, I use ChatGPT, but try. Other students also use ChatGPT. You also, why? No, that one maybe another workshop, how to use AI properly. Yeah, right? So I don't know. Interesting trend to study. Okay, so 219. Okay, let's try one. Okay, high influential. Okay lah. I say one, no, I say one. So he said high influential, I use. Okay. For this workshop. So, okay. So if my brain works correctly, on the previous search, I already get 2 or 3, I think it's 2 papers that has this word called systematic review. Right, if I remember correctly. So later on, the next 2, we'll try to prompt more to say, hey, whether what are the summary of that? Because systematic review is they collect so many sources from that, right? How to make conclusions from that. Right? Okay, so let me save this one. Please. I have 3 here. Okay, so the next powerful tool, I think 3 should go down, right? Try to find about 5 to 6. Okay, that will be a good start, right? Okay, my previous search I do have already, so it's good enough. The other tools that I think some of you used that before is this thing called Zotero, all right? Could be quite useful, all right? Okay. I invented Zotero. Why? is here. So you can go to this thing called Notebook LM. Okay, this one is the main highlight for today. Right, Notebook LM. By this company, you know. Okay, Notebook LM. Just sign in with Google, very easy. My friends got question. Right. So when when we log in, usually it's empty. Okay. So I already have one that along AI. Okay. So we focus on this one. Right. So usually it's empty. So what you need is you create a new one. The first thing what they want is sources. Now you know why I saved so many PDFs just now. Right? So besides sources, good thing why I did PDF actually, you can just put in URL. Okay, and of course you want to link to your Google Drive and so on. You want to put text also can, right? You want to put YouTube video also can, right? So I'll put in my PDF. Three actually not enough, but I just want to save some time. Okay. And they have new one, discover sources. Okay, never mind, I add more, which is website. So just now we have this thing, the website base. So, and then if you should look at it, where is the policy? Yeah. Academy. So, okay, very shortly lah. Okay. And again, paste it here. So you can just what I demo is besides PDF, I can link back. The next question I'm going to ask, I mean, here you can see start my video also, right? Hey, sorry, you already do that for me. You give me summary too fast. All right. So here you say, all right, it's a systematic review. So if you want to ask, let's say, if I don't want to include UOW first, I'll just say based on these three papers, what are the highlights, for example? Okay. Based on three papers, what are the significant findings? Okay, of course, again, this kind of question is very generic, right? If you throw it to our supervisor, usually she'll reject. Right? So generic findings only, right? But good enough. We want to slowly go deeper and deeper. All right. Okay. Why I like this thing? The first two words that I use just now. AI always has hallucination. So this one I restrict. Hey, notebook LM, focus on this three. So rather than data flood from sky and then find someone like just now, suddenly from ethics goes to ChatGPT accuracy. So just focus on these three. Right. So if you want, I think you can access, you can import Zotero's resources also, if I'm not wrong, somewhere like, right? So let's see what they say. Right, based on history provided, they are primarily. Okay, so they even highlight the keyword abundance of literature available. Okay, right. Majority is web and sources. You won't cheat. Okay, rather than come from somewhere. Right. So of course, the more resources, the better it is. And good thing for this one is free. Okay. Up to 50 sources. I don't think we are so powerful until we need 50 sources in this, right? That is good enough for whatever, or 15 or 20, depends on your area of experts. Right? So if I want to link this thing, right? How can it impact okay. Is there any relationship between UW the policy? Yes, use policy. Oh, okay. Forgotten. If you don't know how to ask question, never mind. Then they give you examples also. Right? Nice. Okay. Just ask now since you give free, right? Okay. Sorry, typical Asian. Right? Okay. So of course, I do something wrong. I should have put this physics in. This is never mind. Right. So the more sources we put in, the questions, of course, they can generate for us more accurately. So very generic actually. Okay, but they have sources. Okay. Right. Okay. Sorry, for computing and engineering libraries, we thought like, oh, programming libraries. No, this is the real library downstairs. Okay, right. Sorry, my brain was suddenly copy paste, send it to our library, help them. Based on these three papers only, not enough, these three papers only. Right. So hopefully you can get an idea how we play with this thing. Right. We control the sources. We still need to go and find a lot of PDF in short. Right. Or even though we are lazy, at least we found the URL. Right? Or sometimes you say, hey, I want to do something about research method, then you can find YouTube. There's a lot of channels teaches how to do research, right? So once you find the source, the problem, and then we want to find the methods, what kind of approach, for example, here, okay? So we can even ask these kind of questions. All right, especially some of the professors very particular on methodology. Sorry, I've been through all the nightmares, so now it's for me to release all the stress of my professors. Validate this, validate that, validate this. Oh, okay, better, I'll give you better. Okay. So, yeah, sorry, professors. One day when I reach the last time, I think all these students now, I give back my professor. Right? So you can see this is vector from Scopus, right? You can see very specific how many records they find. So it's good enough for us to pump our bullet in our whatever research and comes with sources. That's the thing I like it. So this will be the third stage already. The first one is just to get ideas and then find the next one and try to find related one. Now we try to tabulate whatever we can help for us in the next stage. Right? But of course we don't ask that. Okay, if I want to do research, right, what is the next approach? They only based on these three. Okay. Right? So depends on how we want to use it, right? If you realize we have this thing called, right? Okay. On the other side, these few things are very good, especially we meet our supervisors.
being a super degree level supervisor, I always forget. Hey, student, wait. Last time, what is our discussion about? So if we can put a study guide or briefing note, at least we know that, oh, last time we stopped here. Right? Or we want to tell our supervisor, hey, supervisor, last time you asked me A changed to B, now you reverse back to A. Very common. And we don't want to offend our supervisor. We just okay, do work. You ask me to go back to A, okay, I go back to A. Right? So at least we have a document here. And supervisor, don't escape. I put you in. Our discussion is all here. Right? Our FYP have what? Meeting logs, right? Meeting logs. All right. So this project. So this semester I also try to play with my right. Right. So he tried to not this one. Sorry. That's the fishing. So I also try to play with my student, and he's the editor also. Right, so whatever progress, this one ends up to be my FYP monitoring system with my student, right? But who owns the data? I see not here, right? UW Australia here. Okay, but this is only on the research. It's fine, not his project, and not his final report. Right? At least we know, okay, what are the discussion about, right? So for those who lazy to type, right? If you are mobile or mic, right? Okay. And if it's new, right? If you want to talk to him and or her, I don't know whether it's him or her, and he will reply, yes, you can use this one, right? Like our parents, right? Everything just need to voice note. They also give voice note, right? Yes, we can directly talk to them. So we have many ways of doing notes start there. It's the same thing. So yeah, I have my files here. Never mind, we go back to the previous one. Okay. So over the break, I'll try to put in more references, right? Then we can play more about it. Okay, so one thing you need to take note is if you find something that is useful, this one you need to save it. Because once I refresh, it starts fresh again. So remember to save if you find it useful, right? So most of the time I don't save lah, right? Because I try to see whether it can come up with new things or not, right? So I'll just tell you here 5 sources, and then you can see the previous chat was gone. So those that you need, save it. See what you So after all this search, suddenly the new keyword that we found out is library play an important role. So our research result, library's job, not our job. We done our research. Right. So that's the fun part when you try to put in a lot of sources and say, hey, yeah, the output by all this, not all, I think because it's only 3, it's very hard to say it's confirmed it's library's job to do that. Right. So hopefully we have fun with this thing, right? These two will be, personally, I try to find it very useful, right? Because you can just record anything, right? So even for students, if chapter 1, chapter 2, they want to use this for their normal class, they can just use it because you can just say chapter 1, chapter 2, these subjects, and then they can just make their notes. They can make their own mind map also. It's notebook, by the way, right? Its default is a notebook. Right. timeline. Let's try this. First, picture review timeline will be quite nice.
I wish Google paid me commission for promoting this. Okay. No, really useful because it's free, right? And it's 50 sources, 50 resources.
So I just click timeline and see what it's timeline. Right. So nice stuff, right? Okay, based on the resources. Go to 9, one reference mentioned, go to 9, and all the way to this. Okay, this one I think is based on citation to say that who highlighted how many things, who highlighted about plagiarism. Okay, so this one is just time bound. Let's try mine, which is, I don't think it will generate a very good result based on 3 resources. Right? Okay.
You can do 3 tools in 1 hour.
Fast learner. Okay lah, just tools only, just key in, fine. Right.
That's where SCCM School of Computing boleh cari makan. We have future IT work to do.
The research question looks better now. How do we moving there again? Oh, the good research question anyway. Right? In fact, existing definition. What are the rules? Okay, just ask. So for personal studies will be quite useful. So
wow. Right, so that's why this based on URL, right? So lazy people like me, you ask me to study policy. Right?
So based on the 5 sources, based on this topic, right? So what I did just now was I just click my map somewhere bottom there, right? So if I want to just download that, right? Download as what version? Okay, it's a PNG file. Oh, okay, the screenshot only, screenshot I put down. Okay, right? So you can go and see. So they categorize modes. Yeah. So
Good thing, again, free. I found this last 2 months, I think. Last 3 months or last 2 months. Because at first, this one is experience sharing, not part of the workshop. Last few weeks, we have slightly long sem break. Unlike this sem. Sorry, I don't know about other school. We only have like 1 week. Sorry, student only have 1 week break. That 1 week semester break is for us to rush marking. And then week 2, 2025. You'll see us on the AI to reduce our.
Right. Okay, so while during the sem break, I try to play with this thing called Notion. I'm not quite sure whether any one of you came across this tool. Right. It's similar. It's more like
In IT, they call it project management, but I believe every industry also have so-called project management. Right? I see whether I can improve my so-called productivity. Right? So add up fail. Okay.
Right. So what I do is I try to put in all these things inside here.
Okay, so for Notion, this one, the learning, this experience sharing, not part of this workshop, the learning curve is quite steep. You need to understand how this work. What do you want to put inside there? All right. So let's say I have 4 subjects this semester. I want to put in, or I just need to modify this. I need to add things inside there. It's not more like a personal productivity tools lah. Right. But the problem is this one you need DIY. Of course, they have templates, but templates sometimes we still need customization. Right. So same goes to research, right? I can just do my current project, application pipeline, and then when I go into, let's say, let's say this subject. Okay. Whenever I want to create not say create a new subject, when I'm going to teach one subject in one semester, this will be my template. This will be my reminder. So if I have 4 subjects, right? If I have 4 subjects here, all of the template will be based on this template. So that means I don't need to say, hey, subject A, I released assignment already. Subject B, I released assignment already. So it's more like personal productivity too. But as you can see, kind of confusing, right? Tick here, tick there, click here, click there. So I tried to find other alternatives and I found this thing is quite fun. Notebook is quite fun. Right? It's easier, straightforward for my own note taking, right? Compared to Notion. And Notion free until certain level of it. I saw one of my students also use Notion very powerful. Subject A, chapter 1, subject B, chapters, very organized. Right? Very organized. But one thing is the learning curve is there. So to make it easy, since we have this thing, so let's say I have a new research project. I just create new one. So this is my research paper A, this is my subject, this is my teaching. The only thing is I have a lot of subjects, there's no categorization compared to Notion. Notion, I can put just now, you can see the table is very organized. But in terms of convenience, it's not. Fast. Okay. So far, so good. Need a break? Yes. No need. Okay, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, right? 10 minutes. Feel free to ask questions, right? So far, what we have done, later I brief you, okay, right? What we have done is idea generation. We just based on random keywords, right? We didn't go very detailed into what research question is that. Random keywords. I want to find more about this area. Okay. Then once we go in, say, oh, all right, we have this one and they have citations. Just looks like another Google Scholar, right? But the good thing is they analyze for us how many cited and whether we can go to the PDF or not. It's still there, but we have related papers here. In this paper don't have related, right? 219. To decide everything. Okay. And then from whatever PDF we found, we try to use some visuals to find out whether from this visual, we try to find if there's any relationship or not. Right? Okay, so it seems like this paper is quite big for one time, right? Okay, that's why this semantic scholar also can't find any related papers, right? Because macam super there. Right? So from a generic search into the related one, then whatever PDF that we are interested, we save it, and once we have enough PDF or references, we come to this tool called ULM, and we just upload. Okay, we just upload whatever sources, right? I haven't tried Discovery yet. Right? Okay, so based on existing one, why we want to upload all these sources here? We want to control the source, so that ChatGPT, all these, they won't plug data from Sky. whether the resources is genuine or not, or they self-generated. Right? So these tools is for us to control how to use AI properly. Not saying how to use AI properly. I mean, at least we know the data comes out, is properly referenced, is accurate. Right? To help us organize whatever sources we found. Right? So that's what we do for the past 1 hour. Express class. I do that for 2 months. You do this in 1 hour. I feel so imbalanced now. Nobody teach me this. I go and watch YouTube, jump in the car, then play. Right? How does this professor do that? Right? Okay. Yeah. Right. Let's stretch a bit. Right. We need to move a bit. Feel free to ask questions. Meanwhile, I'll just try to find more PDF.
The mind map, which file connect with first or?
Which mind map? The mind map here, is it?
Or no, Google LM.
Google LM also have.
Okay, this one generated maybe. I try other papers. Okay. When you check halfway, when you check with them, right? Generate some. I think you'll be able to generate it. People easy one, the one to type on touch. Right. So it's
Produce a.
Yeah.
Don't have.
You don't have the mind.
For.
We need to log in.
I think maybe need to sign up. Sign up. Yes.
Sign up with these.
I also use free one more. No, I mean it's free. Interesting. Why?
But we log in.
So don't have. Source, right? Definitely need source because or else it will be empty. You won't check anything. Oh, at least two sources. How many sources? I don't know. I just put 3 only. Oh. Oh, yeah. That's the thing. The first theory. Machines are hungry. Hungry for what? Hungry for data. The second thing they are hunger for subscription. So I tackle the second problem for most of us already. Free. Okay. The next thing is data. It's up to your area. Okay. It's up to your area. So now you know what I do in office. Don't report to my boss, Julian. It's cool. Just go. Just do search and search and search. Explore this, explore that. Boss, our DVC asked us to do R&D around. Oh, yeah, fine tune that help us. Right. But this time is crazy. Week 2 already. Stay strong, everybody. 10 more weeks to go.
Let me get more sources so that I can pay more. Okay? This is very
Oh, yes.
Just curious, I just try this one. Other tools similar to semantic scholar, previously I used this one, which is blocked by university.
I don't know why. Okay, ChatGPT can, this one cannot. Right? Because this search good because same as Noble LM, they have sources. They say cite from where. Right? So since they block and I lazy to raise ticket to ISD to unblock, they block two things, very funny. One thing is the China brand is called lipstick. Reason I don't know lah. I don't want to cari pasal. Right. So this is similar to semantic scholar, semantic scholar, right? But this one is just like the Google search. Semantic scholar is focused on academic, all these journal publishers and so on, right? That makes it different. And then this one is also very nice. Okay. So now I'll just give you alternative. Just now I just use one. I don't want you to confuse and say, oh, here Li Jing show you so many tools, which one to use? Right? So based on category, the first category, what we do is we try to find ideas. Right? This is under the first one. Consensus, perplexity, semantic scholar. These are under these groups. That's correct. Under these groups. Okay. Right. So here you can let's say ask a research question, draft online. So to us, another ChatGPT, only logo different. Right? Yeah, basically, yeah. Right? The difference is whether they have sources or not. Okay, so let's say you can see just look here.
Consensus is a bit wonky.
Access what? Sorry?
It's a bit wonky.
Yes.
Because not exactly it misbehave and stop.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Right.
Yeah. So that means they are so-called responsible because it's like when we go to kitchen, by template or order to cook. That's why they will have wonky in terms of technology terms. Right? So that means this one is order to cook, not just you want right? Oh, you talk about performance, data, whether the data is real or not, we don't. So this thing, right? When they last week they just introduced this thing called research. So luckily I subscribed. But the problem is again, I don't really trust this kind of tools because the problem is the validation again. Unless they say this is from these sources, right? Or they have citations. So that's why I still stick back to Noble LM, stick back to Semantic Scholar, because Semantic Scholar meant for scholar, rather or Google Scholar, right? Rather than they just found a website, our students have IP, oh, no references, website, personal blog. The validity, the integrity, not say integrity, the validity of it. All right. So yeah. This one I'll demo a bit. This one you don't need to subscribe. You want to subscribe also can. Personally, I use a lot. Content, never mind. Don't care. So many projects, cloud computing, review data call. My boss say the QA data ready, need a review. Review? I just put course outline, remove all, as an ethical lecturer, I remove all the logos, right? Lecturer name, everything, I just put learning outcome, right? And the course content. Right? So fun part of this thing. I think ChatGPT also have the project folder.
So just give you an idea. Which one is archiving? Writing. Okay. So, start from beginning. That will be easier. So we have chat, we have project. So again, this is similar to ChatGPT, right? Just to share how I manage my daily tasks and so on. So you just create a new project. So I want to write a paper of whatever it is. Okay, right? What are you trying to do? Okay, once you create a project, if you feel a little bit of insecurity, which I like to play with this, right? Oh, set project instruction, provide cloud. I tell cloud, you are do this thing. Right? So he also know how to role play in short. Oh, AI nowadays know how to role play. Okay. So these are the instructions. So for me, like we know a lot of things in our subject. So when we teach students, oh yeah, it's like, wait, you are going on Ferrari, you are telling me about what industry, I'm here, just year one. So when I design my course or do anything, that time I need to tell, hey, Claude, I know your database is bigger than my brain. Right? Whatever you generate is very powerful, but please tone down. I want to focus on this target group so I can set the instruction here. But I'm not quite sure ChatGPT can use that or can do that or not, have this function or not. So when they generate, I can filter, hey, don't talk so much. I want this outline, give me outline only, rather than elaborate what is that. Right? So this is the project. And for example, here I'm crazy. You can see this is my draft. So now you know academic dishonesty. Drop in. Right? And I remove water and so on. And the findings, quick survey and so on. This is my record. CSV, I mean the data that I collected. Right? So this actually will be the second part because what we do previously was just finding ideas, validate the ideas. This is after we find data, we do conduct experiment already. This is data. Right? And yesterday night, 10 hours ago, right? See, the problem with BY is so weird. Hey, you got this idea. Okay. Very, very powerful. I didn't realize until recently. So they can have this powerful analyze data already. So same goes to Notebook LM, where you just say, hey, Claude, don't plug from Sky, focus on my data only. Right? So they can analyze this, right? As long as you ask him, you don't ask him to find other things. Right? You say, I'm based on this three data, I want to study whatever particular. So again, our prompt is very important in most of the AI tools. Right? They are machines, right? They don't produce things, they just process things. Process based on input, that's our input. Right? So I say, come out with an interactive chart. I just experiment again to see if I can find any other options that any other options I can analyze. Let's say student performance, why is bad, why is good. Right? So come out, fail. And at the end, there's error also. What I do is, at first, I'm too greedy. I ask him to go and find. So if the load is too heavy, filter on whatever factors that's highest significant. Right? Because when you ask, hey, any data you can analyze, you analyze A, B, C, D, what are the factors about? So what happened to the server overheat? And then give me all the results that's error. Okay, as you can see, all error loading data. Right, so then I found, oh yeah, I forget the most fundamental thing, which is data is very important. Okay, so for just in case you guys want to know, here's my data. I also do a lot of revisions here. So let's say this survey. So this is my survey, and I ask, they say, what's your team name, age, and so on and so on, which country, how do you find the challenges, right? And what kind of challenges that you face during the whatever experiment. Okay, so this is my CSV, right? This is the data that I collected. Okay, so I haven't tried to use these two to ask me to analyze yet, all right? Because you know free money, so paid already must use, right? All right. So what I do, I just ask him to analyze it. So I overlook whether my data is clean or not, right? Because again, they are just a processor, run garbage in, garbage out. All right. So found it. Why I found so many times already errors, and then he tried to modify anything, and eventually comes out this thing for me. Very nice. Okay. So based on my data, can give you something very nice, right? Okay, and then how many participants from my CSV record, right? So here, I say check their performance, right? So my objective is to, after I do all the notebook LM, structure all my research question and so on. Okay, right? Okay, so based on their survey, right? Performance, right? They find it. Those that think that the platform is very easy, their success rate is 51. Some will say, hey, your learning content is very challenging, even though it's 96. I mean, what I'm trying to do is their perception versus their actual performance. I try to survey. Hey, how do you think about this subject? Some will say very challenging, some will say very easy. Right? So what I do is I check their actual results versus their perception. So those that think easy, yeah, not bad, 50%. I mean, the way they do the test, 50% of them pass. Right? And very challenging one, okay, not bad. So they say, wow, you think that's very challenging, and you think that it's and your actual performance is 96. Now I have a new research question. Why? Is it Asian culture when everything asks you, no, very difficult, but actually you are very good. Maybe I can dive deeper on the second research on this. Okay? So lazy to analyze, ask AI to analyze. Right? This is what I found yesterday. But this result I already got last year already. Right? I already published this thing already. Right? Luckily, he verified this one is correct. My data is still correct. Okay, what else I need to write to public? Sorry, I found some error there. I say I'm wrong. Okay. Huh? Sorry?
File format? Any type of file format?
Yes, for file format, they can link to a Google Drive, by the way, if unlimited. Wah, panjang. Many lah, right? HTML is okay. Good. Usually, I make it CSV because save space. Excel, they have a lot of extra info, and then the file size is very huge. Right, so I'll just convert. Like when I do slides, I also play with this thing called Markdown. Okay, this one computing term really, don't do that, right? So this is how I do slides. Sorry, very IT.
Slides?
Yes. Sorry for design school. I'm sorry. No. Okay, so what I do is for this one. Okay, again, this one is out of this. Why? Because for content, I can control, right? This topic, what I want to talk about, right? So this one is only 11 KB, very small. So what I do is after that, Sorry, editing. What file is this? So what is the file? Please reference that. Okay. Okay, I'll just show you this one. I'll just run this software, right? Overleaf guide, and then output is this one. Sorry, not this one. Okay. And this thing comes from conversion. So I want PowerPoint, I just write some command. From this one, which is raw, I want Word document, convert Word document. I want PDF, convert PDF. I want PowerPoint slides, convert PowerPoint slides. So this one will be my base. I design. Okay. You want to generate subscription. Suddenly, this. Right, so of course it's very ugly, but the content is there. The formatting somehow is there. It's still very ugly, but content is there. I don't need to edit my Word document, file export to PDF. Personal preference lah. Right, so this is how I work. Right, so if you want, just do this one, and then reference guide. Yeah. This one need another format, sorry. So PowerPoint slides here again. But the alignment will all out, but at least content is there. I know design, sorry, the design sucks, but I want is content. Design later. Content first. Okay. So this also leads to our next topic actually. Right? So this thing, if you want to know what is it, is called something. Excuse me. Markdown. Right. So let's say if I use quad a lot, right? So once you like this diagram, but of course you don't download as HTML because your data is inside cloud. You download already, your HTML is empty because where does it get the data from? It's supposed to link to your whatever data file. All right. So if you let's say you want to produce any chart or anything. So let's say this one. So I want to convert into the publisher's format, right? I write my papers already. Okay, so I can just download as whatever file is there. This one is the TXT file, and then let's say slides. Okay, outline. You can download as PDF, you can download as Markdown. Up to you lah. Right, if you want to edit, then no choice. For cloud, is limited to Markdown. Right? Because in order for them to generate beautiful things like this, they have their engine behind, which our laptop don't have. Right? So that's the limitation. So rather than screenshot, then no choice lah. No, no, I'm also not free. Not free in terms of I can do free service, but I'm not free to do for you. Right, so this is how those AI tool works. So why I say leads to the next thing is when we want to do referencing. Just now we try to find ideas, we try to gather, and then experiment, research, design things. This one I can't help you all lah. AI tool also can't help you all because you need to do the experiment, you need to do whatever data gathering and so on. So if you want to put this into writing, right? So heard of this before? Overleaf? Okay. I do in the share folder. Right. I do share this to you all, right? So again, I pump in my data, ask him to come out with a guide. Right? Again, you can see it's very AI format. Okay. So because I'm from computing, so this tool is very normal for me, right? Because I'm not quite sure about your faculty and so on. So you can go into, okay, I don't know how most of us write research paper usually is like click new and then just type. All right. So this is another platform for us to write academic writing. Share with me. Right. So let's say this one. Okay. So you don't need to worry about this code thing. Right. You don't need to worry. Why? You use visual. You just say type. Right. You will see weird things here, but don't worry. Why? Because we have this thing called template. Okay. When you are new, okay, you can just project. Templates. Okay. So if let's say I'm for computing one, I use IEEE format. Official ID won't go wrong. Right? So I'll just need to say, oh, official whatever journal. So I'll just click, use this as template. Just type. Right, just replace word lah. So you don't need to worry about formatting and then what just here lah, right? And then the referencing format need to have what kind of referencing format. Okay. So for referencing is slightly you need to do extra things. Don't worry, I already put inside here. So first thing we go to template, we choose what template to use, right? And then this is exactly the same thing that I do, right? To place whatever the AI assistant, so you just copy paste on. This, right? Let's copy paste modify, right? So this is visual editor, don't really just continue typing all this weird code, ignore. It's for the back end. So you just need to focus on your content, good enough, right? But of course, they also have AI lah. This one, sorry, I cannot introduce, not free. Right, they're not free. They integrate with GPT, if I'm not wrong. So if you have like any typo, I say, hey, you have typo, like Microsoft Word lah, typo error, whatever, your data, right? Okay, and don't worry, us engineering friends, I think they are familiar with all this latex syntax, right? Okay, all right, or you just upload to Google and then ask, hey, what is the problem? Just in case you accidentally delete all these things. Okay, so for referencing, here I just focus on referencing. Okay, so all this we know how to modify that. Right? So just go to this section, visual editor. Okay, so thanks the acknowledgement, right? Okay. Then who are the author, you just need to modify your name here, federation ID, and so on and so on. Just start here. Right? If you want to modify, also can directly modify it. So can check those here. Right? Is research studies, blah blah blah. Okay, so once you're done, you just compile. Okay. And see this research studies, blah blah blah. Okay. Then we don't need to worry about formatting. Depends on the publisher, what kind of format they want. Right? For computing, we use a lot of this, right? Because we stick to ACM and IEEE, but I'm not quite sure about other schools. Right? So for citation, the content, I'm not going in detail, right? All this introduction, I think is pretty straightforward for standard research. For okay, citation. Okay, all right. So for citation, at the very end, right? At the very end, you can just type this command inside there, just copy paste again. Right? Okay, so first of all, you can just copy this one. Okay. You say add to your top of your document. Top of your document, show document preamble. Preamble. Okay. Anywhere here. Is right. So you can see when I paste this one, use what, use what, use what. You can see the alignment when I paste use what, use what, use what. So this is the secret thing behind that help you to adjust all the format lah, header lah. So we don't need to know, you don't need to understand all of this because I already give you the answer. Not answer lah, the guide. So I just focusing on citation, right? Content you just modify from there. Right. So at the end, you just need to print. Then these are all our sources here. So you can see author A, author B, author C, right? And you can type at the end of this. Right. So I'll show you a sample here. Go back to. What I do is this one a little bit advanced, right? So you can see article A. Article B. So what I do is like just now, I collect the whole PDF, I upload inside here. That's why I say this one is a bit advanced. Right? So if you follow the guide, you just need to just type the author, like how we do our referencing in Microsoft Word. Right? So what they need is only this one, which I believe most of you are extract right? This thing, I believe most of you are familiar when you try to do referencing. It's a need, lah. So you just need to fill up the blanks. Then, in my text, so here. So you can see this is my citation. What I need, just now you can see when we copy paste, we have slash something, slash something, slash something. Right? So what you have done just now was just say in the beginning, I paste this one in, right? Putting all the sources here. Here, I just need to decide what is the name. So let's say I can do anything there. Okay, you can see this one is what D. So where does this div0 comes in? It comes from here. So again, first thing, what do? We say, hey, import this thing to our this document. Okay, right? And refer to reference B dot B. Okay, so my document here, I call it Shabazz B instead of reference B plus. Info, that's it. Okay, so here it says add resource. Is here. So you don't need to add is here because the instructions say add your top. Okay. Right. So once you go all the way to the top, okay. And you can find screw up something here. You use this one, right? Use package. So you just need to do this one. Right? So where does this reference bit come from? You just need to do for reference or PID. It's here. Okay, so inside these references, what you do is like right? So Google Scholar, Semantic Scholar, we have this thing when you want to copy references, you just click cite. And usually you choose what APA format and then you copy and paste into your Microsoft Word. Right? So for this one, I export to view text. Right? And then, or actually I just copy this one, view text. Okay, then space, space. And then later on, when I want to cite, so this one is L. And I write halfway. Slide. Oh, because I use another file. Okay, never mind. Right. So anything inside here, for example, Ahmad development, okay. Ahmad. Okay, I didn't come up. Oh, typo error. Ahmad development is here. So I just split reference into another file rather than copy into Microsoft Word, copy into Microsoft Word. And then when I update my literature review, hey, forget to update my references list at the bottom. So I don't know how you write. Usually when I start first writing, what I do, I just use Microsoft Word. And then any references, I put at the very bottom. And then when I write literature review, I need to cross-reference. So one of the professors teach me this. They say, oh, you write whatever it is, and then you create a file, just follow the guide here, right? So this one you don't need to understand, you just copy paste blindly, right? He said put at your preamble. You just go to your preamble, find a place to say use package, you just paste inside there. So space that. That's all you show. A little bit of dangerous thing because this one is APA. So if I want actually, I just modify actually. And spacing.
So this one is nothing about AI, but it just helped me to do referencing. Right? So it might be a little bit technical for some of you, right? Because you need to see what slash, what slash, what slash, right? But in return, when I want to cite the easy, I just need to run slash slide. Then all my references are inside that. So if I want to manage my references, I don't interrupt my main paper. I just go into my reference file that I created just now. Right? And I just add inside there. So I found any new references, like the PDF just now. So let's say I find this one. I cite name text. I just need to copy and I just need to paste it like this. That's it. Right. So the new one is Jing 2024. I go back to my text. I write something. Sorry. Jing 2024 is here already. This is how I do it. Right. So again, your choice, right? I do understand. I speak a lot of IT language here, right? Do understand I do. Okay. So if you need help for this, I can. Hopefully, I can help you a bit. Don't worry, it's free. It's free. Okay, it's free. Right? Because I believe for those who do journal paper is still okay lah. About 30 references. For me, it's already very headache already lah. Because sometimes you discard this one, then you add this one, you discard this one, and then and then the comment come back. Your references are not matching. Your references are outdated. Right? This part need references. Yeah. Need to go through all these things again. So I separate references as one file. Don't cite, never mind. Why? Because at the very end, I just need to print out my references list. Right? But I believe Microsoft Word also have this thing where you can help. I don't know, I can't remember. Once I do research, I use this platform, I teach Microsoft Word already. So I just, at the very end, right, I just need these 3 lines. Right? So you just follow the guide. If confused, never mind, come to me, I'll help you. Right? And this will be the output. Depends on what format the publisher want. You want IEEE, APN, you just need to change. Just now, change it. Yeah, there are a few ways to do that, right? There are a few. This one is by MMU lecturer. So I just tag along, put in my content. So he has his style to code all these things. Right? So the method that I share here is very simple one, straight. I also tested fastest. I tried a few times. So it depends on your copy paste skill, right? Or where do you put it? Right? I do understand it's not easy because you what preamble? Where is preamble? You go and find where is preamble. Okay, for me, I just close that. No, right? For me, it's easy. Right? So again, the guide is yours for you. You find it, you say, hey, I'd like to learn this thing which sounds logic for me, where references, I don't need to be so confusing and so on. Right? So some of you might use Microsoft Word with Zotero to do references and so on. It works perfectly as long as you found the tools that suits you. Okay? So for me, I like this one because they have templates. Okay. So they do have AI, but I think when you compile the file, they will give you error. Okay? My error. Conference publication, conference presentation. Conference presentation template always very boring. This format. Nah, this format can do that for. But usually conferences will give you PPTX as a template, right? So because why? Sometimes you need, I don't know about some of your industry, some of you need formulas, mathematical formulas. What superscript what superscript power, and then when you put it, picture screenshot. And picture screenshot, alignment. Oh. Okay, so use this one, easy. Okay, right. So these are all formatting stuff. Right? Very easy because I think there are tutorials around also. As an advanced search, human always want this keyword. I want fast. Okay. Should have a overleaf itself. Okay. What should you do? Put this one in notebook LM and see can you teach me faster way to do overleaf? Apply what you learned now. So now I'm going into the gray area where you define whether we are misusing AI. Okay, so I found this tool, right? Wow, the keyword so nice. Right, data here, data there. Just now I say what? Need to clean data. Right, so yeah, analyze release. Okay. Yeah, let me see which account I used before. Free trial 7 days. This one 7 days finish, use another one. should be this one. Oh, not this one. M1. Right. Okay. So what you want to analyze today? Right. Okay. Oh no. Okay. So next skills recording, so on. So set up data connection. So what I need to do here is okay. All right. So what I do is I upload this score. Like just now in Cloud, I also upload my CSV, right? Okay, the same thing, but this free one, they allow me one file. So I switch back to my Cloud. All right. Okay. So I uploaded. Is there any correlationship? This is what I typed. This is what I typed. All right. Okay. All right. So I want to find anything, and then you check. Right. You write this code. You also explain what is it. You come up with a table. All right. So this is what he analyzed on my data. Right. He give me the graph. Don't tell the publisher or reviewer, but makes sense lah. Everything is just graph when you come to data. Total attempts. Wow, give me formulas some more. Oh, yeah. So that's why I say lah, gray area. Up to you whether you want to put this. Right, easy right? Data analysis. Nah, right? Without going through our brain lah. Okay, so again. At the very first place, the second theory that I say we need to validate, right? That's why I use Claude. This one I didn't use because they only limit free account one CSV file, right? If I have multiple data in multiple files, then no choice, I need to subscribe, right? So nice, right? Now you know our professor whether they really right or they also use this one. We also don't know lah. Right? So this one is. That's why you decide I can't say anything. How do I determine whether I want to use this? Heavily depends on due date. If due date tomorrow, we should introduce this to come, right? Student result, right? Rather than CCE, how many pass, how many fail. So cantik got graphs some more. Got formulas. Formula. What Oh, coefficient is this value. Okay. What double did I use? Cannot say so, cannot say so loud, cannot say so loud. Yeah. PLs are here. Okay. So the other scary one is this one. You look at the name, you also know. Okay. This one. Why I show this to you? You want to use it or not? I don't know lah. As long as you pass your whatever paper review or PhD. But what I worry is our student use this. That's the thing. Whole scientific documentation. So imagine you just upload whatever your notebook LM sources there. Just say write a paper for blah, 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 or write a thesis, pay money, settle. This one is totally out of my ethics, right? This one I totally don't use. Right? Double-edged swords of AI. Okay. No. But you can try it. I don't use video, I try. Ooh, yo, really save a lot of time. I wish there's something called exam.paper.ai. One day, you ask my boss to reduce my teaching load, I will do that for UOW, internal only, right? Really quite fun. Okay, nice, right? I so wish I have this, but really ethics right? So, right. I miss out any content. Yeah, this few things, right? My main focus is just on notebook LM, just to help us to get data accurately, right? Sorry, reverse page. There's one website is not bad, but this one is not free, right? You can if I'm not wrong. Is it this one? I think. Yeah, right. You can do for free trial, right? To check whether the sources are valid or not. Okay. Right. So what does this do? I can't remember whether it's correct. If I'm not wrong, this one you can upload your paper and then they will give you statistics whether this source is correct or not. If I'm not wrong. I can't remember is this one for. I don't think it's this one. This one throw away. This one will be should be this one. Should be this one. Yes. This is the one. Why suddenly my language changed? So you can upload the paper and see whether it's AI generated or real. This one side AI. But the problem with it is not free. Sorry, I only find free things. So if you are a very strict lecturer, your students submit work, student come, we use our eyes also know our each student England not very good, suddenly so perfect. Right, roughly. And all the point form, and worst come to worst, the old version of ChatGPT, the first paragraph, certainly. exclamation mark. You'll see that very often. So these are just for verification. Other AI tools, so far so good. I don't need so many tools. A few is good enough. So personally, I still use a lot of LM. I also asked this guy to help me to do a lot of things, right? So the project is very helpful, and the new function, the new function of this research is very powerful. So, right? So, but of course, this one I subscribe. I pay money, so I don't know the limitation of free account. So I haven't forced myself. So far, due date not there yet, or whatever research not there yet. Wow. Yeah, I tried with. I didn't try this one when they released the new version. I upload a cybersecurity one. I upload the virus. Ask them to break it down and see which part of the code has virus. Almost get that. So this new version, I don't know how complex it's complex. So let's use different AI tools to do. Right. So how do I control this thing? So the last thing is I put them inside the project. So I said, you don't find other things, just focus on this. If I need references, I'll prompt you to ask for references. Right. So this one suddenly update where they have references. They used to be platform sky. Suddenly the new version they have references, which is good. Things very fine. Okay. So far so good. Oh, I've forgotten my friends. Lost my mouse. Let's result academic writing. Pay GPT. I don't really trust GPT. Don't know. It's not really personal preference unless they really give me references where does this data come from. Then for academic wise, the integrity is there. Right. So usually I'll just still manually get the sources and pump into Notebook LM and ask. You can even ask them to say, oh, what are the potential gaps that you find within this field of lists? Because usually we just need to find problems or find gaps. Right. So we upload, for example, here. From AI, no need grammar, no need good grammar one. Less word better. Why? The more word, they'll use up more resource. So-called the token thing. So yeah. And I mean, compared to ChatGPT versus this one, as mentioned just now, I confine myself in my project to be safe. So you can see, wow, so many. Faster, give you idea, copy. Right. Then upload to thesis AI. Next week you will have one paper. You learn nothing from me, you learn nothing from me. They also highlight all these rules for us. But again, I just base on 1, 2, 3 papers. Okay, but at least I will try. Okay, Still remember the first six slides I say our professor always asks novelty, where's the specialty? I link whatever find to apply in UOW. Novelty. Okay. This idea is come from your brain, no choice. Right?
Oh, suddenly this word comes in.
Right? New words come, then further research, yeah. Right? Or you have sources.
Need to design frame DLC people here.
Need to come up a guideline to use who to develop. Yeah, don't mention my name. Okay. Right, DLC too. Right? Oh no. And someone turned on AI to summarize. Okay, so since AI is don't mention my name to draft the next inbox. That's the fun part of AI, right? Go and try to confuse him and go and play and see what. Yes, beautiful. Right? Any other questions you wish to know? I don't want to cover too much, even though I cover a lot of tools and go into programming some. Right? But you just need to know getting idea, validate it. How do we validate? We confine in whatever folder it is. So far, until today, before the next AI tool comes out, Notebook LM is very useful for me. Right? Where you just base on the file. Then analysis, we have other tools that help us. For referencing, if that overleaf is too confused for you, use Microsoft Word, just a little bit time consuming, you need to map that. So one flow of getting idea to writing to analysis. The only thing I didn't cover is AI for us to draft research design, something. That one also my weakness. That one I think is AI cannot replace now. Like that one is very subjective.
You just scroll up again on the question that you put into the gaps. What are the gaps identified?
So this one is very important for us because we are going to from that. So in short, depends on how creative we are, how naughty we are, right? So in short, machines are hungry. Right? Hungry for Malaysia data center a lot. Hungry for electricity, pure water. Right. They're hungry for data. That's for us academic, hungry for data. So we need to know that what data to fit them. Right. Second, they're hungry for subscription. That one is off topic thing, but our reality. So for us, besides providing whatever data it is, we need to validate their output. Whether they plug from sky, come from nowhere, or really from all the sources. So the easiest for now is we just look for all these pointers, right? Look for all these pointers. That means at least it's validated, right? And make sure our prompt is more slowly from very broad generic prompt into specific. Give me the numbers, for example. Like earlier on, you see what 2,500 something. Why is that? I can't remember. Then the rest, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4 later. Right? Citation later. Writing later, analysis later. When desperate, everything subscribe. No, don't do that. Right? Business school, we should start one. We build our own AI ourselves. Okay, right? So we want to do FYP? Enroll, you need to pay extra school fees. Okay. Any questions? Feel free to ask. As of now, because all this I find 3 weeks ago. Not all this Claude I subscribed since long time ago already. Just that their update suddenly very junky thing, high-tech thing, right? Notebook LM, I find it 3 months ago. So we don't know what's the next new thing that comes in. So my keyword in my brain is search, and the keyword is free. Free for 7 days or free for so far Global LM is free a lot of things. But hopefully you get something. Oh, a lot. Hopefully you get nothing too overwhelmed for you. Not overwhelmed for you, yes. Not overwhelmed for you. Sorry, computing data coming to my brain, my tongue need to synchronize, so I need to, or else I'll jam. Thank you. Enough lah, huh? Enough lah, huh? Enough lah, huh? Enough lah? Not enough ah. AI, my participants say not enough too.
Lost my mouse again.
Oh yeah. One of our friends mentioned family also. Yeah. This good old friend, forgotten this good old friend, yes. Right? Mentally it's also quite helpful. But don't overload yourself with a lot of tools. Right? Then you'll start confusing. And mention about this suddenly I'm thinking across these things also. This one also. It's also searching for papers, right? PDF, fine, right? It's more or less abang-ade, right? Just that you don't confuse yourself. The easiest one, you subscribe, go and try. Got something that can replace everything, just go ahead. Right? No need to like point A, point B, point C. That's why I like Global LM, everything one place. Where I also can convince boss, you see, this is my FYP supervision, this is my subject because everything is in one notebook. Right? These are the papers. When KPI that time I bring in this, hopefully SCCM got this screen. Boss, you see, right? I have project A, project B, project C, project D, further bonus increment. No. It's one place. I go science place. Hey, I go here. Now, all in one. Right. You can find me anywhere, especially classroom. If I have 3-hour class, usually I'll take your 5 minutes. So office level 5. Usually I hide in my cave, which is level 3A. Lab D, the last lab there. Need to do fireplace. All right. Thank you. Huh? Yes, computing. Yes. It learns a lot actually. You find. Yes. And they make it very easy for us to just yes, and then betul tak ni. Yes.
Not face-to-face training.
Yes. All right. All right. Thanks.
So you're doing the native code, right? And the coding for the overleaf, left-hand side. If you change any of the content, you have to recompile and to get the content.
The visualization, yes, need to
recompile.
Unless you're very confident.
Only thing is that can we export to Words or back?
If I'm not wrong, it's PDF.
Only PDF allowed or because most cases helps.
If I'm not wrong, it's PDF.
Oh, PDF.
PDF. Yeah, PDF.
Oh, PDF.
Maybe we need to find those. It comes back to what
I love PDF only.
PDF, because usually it's basically it's a Microsoft Word already just the syntax is always sometimes.
This method is useful, right?
Yeah.
to, especially on a lot of, when editors come back, it's always a reference,
Yeah.
not about the content.
Yes, there's always this problem. That's why.
Add up more reference,
Yeah.
format is wrong. and all these things.
Yeah.
So that's a headache file.
Doesn't follow the publishers. Whatever. Yeah,
That-
so that's why I find
And
it-
that part, I think I need to train on that,
Yeah,
create the reference file, the B file,
yeah,
everything.
yeah. The learning curve is there, but I think you're from engineering. Yeah, so for us, I think this one is still okay, can be picked up.
Okay, can be picked up, but I just need to familiarize it.
Familiarize, yes.
But this is also got a full version, right?
Yeah, I can't remember the differences.
Mm.
And then, if I'm not wrong, you can subscribe for university. So it depends on our library whether they wish to do that.
Something like we subscribe.
But it's for the free version is good enough.
It's free version is good enough.
It's good enough.
Because I can recommend to my FIP students to,
Mm.
because it's just matter of speeding up their writings. Still delay,
Yeah, yeah.
delay to write chapter one.
Yes,
chapter
yes,
two,
yes, yes, yes,
And then when they rush, a lot of grammatical issues.
yes, yes.
I also try to use the quill board as one.
Keyboard, yes,
One
yes.
is the grammatical and
Yeah, yeah.
to ensure not copy and paste.
Keyboard and then what Grammarly and so on.
Oh, Jenny AI. Quite a
Oh,
lot.
yeah, get to Jenny AI, yes.
Lot of
That one
pub-
also,
lot of publicity a lot.
yeah, great area lah, because they generate, not us generate.
The only thing is a long road, if they come up with this, because there's many startups coming up with a lot of AI.
Yes.
I don't know whether we can update, just say, okay, very good with overleaf. Other 2-3 years, then say something else. come
Something
up
else,
with now.
yes, this technology
They challenge to IT and engineering to like
to keep up actually.
pub actually.
Yeah, it's not about creating new, it's keep up.
Because the stability, we are already stable with this now, we can use. Suddenly a better one approach.
Yes,
And we quite challenging.
yes, yes. And for us, we know